The Joel Stevens Community Service Award was created in honor of the late great Joel Stevens, who left a legacy of service over self for the rest of us to follow. The award is given annually to a member of our community who demonstrates the same commitment to unselfish service that Joel exemplified. Tonight, we honor Bob MacKenzie. But before we sing his praises, his colleagues at the Kennebunk Police Department wanted you to know more about the early life of Bob here in Kennebunk.
So as you can see here, a youthful Bob MacKenzie would come down here and make his mark known along the Mousom River. Little did it know that it would be near Rotary Park, where he would become so heavily involved in the Rotary years to come. I think this is a clear sign of his dedication to the community.
So here we are on Warren's Way in West Kennebunk. Back then it was known as Sneak Street. It was not uncommon for a young Bob MacKenzie to raise all sorts of hell in his vintage Camaro racing through the streets of West Kennebunk. He'd often flee down Sneak Street to evade law enforcement that was closing in on him.
Very often you could find throughout the streets some tire marks also from his burn shows that he used to like to put on, and this would be a great location for him to sneak away and do that.
Now, is there a rumor about what happened on the street?
Well, according to local legend, Bob MacKenzie set the Kennebunk land speed record on this very street in his Camaro.
And if I remember, Lieutenant, that record still stands today.
I believe you're correct, Deputy Chief.
As you can see, this clearly, yeah, that's an old Camaro, definitely
Yeah.
an old Camaro. So these are most likely one of the marks left by Bob MacKenzie. You can definitely tell that.
Yeah, signature mark.
Here we are at Kennebunk Public Works, where a young Robert MacKenzie held his first job for the town working at Public Works. As you can see here by this pair of pants that are hung here. Yes, as you can see, Lieutenant, these are a very small man or large. Husky, maybe? Is that what that says? 26?
Pant, yeah.
These are clearly a pant that Robert would have worn back in the day. These are clearly Robert's. Staff members hung him up by his jeans one day on the fence, and the fire department had to come and take him down. It was quite the scene, man.
But as I was saying, Bob MacKenzie has lived a lifetime of service, most of it to the people of Kennebunk, his hometown. From his start at 14 as a junior firefighter, then later as a paramedic, and then police officer, rising through the ranks to become chief 14 years ago, Bob has always had Kennebunk in his heart. He has led his department with fairness to all, urging his officers to greater professional growth, and always keeping the safety of the community in mind. His care for the young people of the community even led Bob having a dream that he brought to video creations. That dream grew into a collaboration that became the anti-drinking and driving movie, Point of No Return, that was distributed throughout high schools in Maine and across the United States. In addition to his police work, Bob has done much for the community through his work with Rotary. He served as president of the Kennebunk Rotary, received Rotary's highest honor, being named a Paul Harris Fellow, and next year will step up to district governor. Through community education and awareness, Narcan training, the Rotary Recovery Initiative, and regional seminars, Bob has lent his time and energy to building a coalition of substance abuse warriors in Maine. Bob has even shared his own family's struggle with substance abuse disorder to show that no family is immune. Bob has received national, regional, and local recognition for his work, but that's not what drives him. He's dedicated to harm reduction and recovery, so not one more parent or spouse or child needs to find an officer on their doorstep telling them that someone they love has died from an overdose. And Bob's work has made a difference. The bottom line is that there are people in the Kennebunks alive today because Bob MacKenzie's efforts literally saved their lives. There's no greater service to the community than that. That's why we're proud to present this year's Joel Stevens Community Service Award to Bob MacKenzie.